she the type of girl to ride for me. But I keep telling everybody she the one. So my heart ran with #1.
Move that pack. Shout out to all the homies, soft ass niggas. Goofy.
I just got a large.
What's up, man? Back again?
Yeah, so we back again today. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your background, into your history, as far as before the music started.
Okay, like, as far as when the music started, I didn't get a credits last time. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my biological father, and shout out to the father that raised me. But my biological father and my mother were managing us at the time, and we were going around the cities of Michigan doing talent shows and things of that nature. And he really helped me a lot with far as building my character in the music. My biological dad. Shout out to Ronnie Hawkins, Peanut, aka. I didn't mention him last time. I forgot to mention him last time, but yeah, he was one of the main reasons that got me really actually going. You know, it was natural that I had it. My mom said it was always natural. It was always, came out with the hitting on stuff and singing and rapping and beatboxing, what she called it. So I always had it, but he kind of helped mentor that to make it stronger to where it is today. So I just want to give a shout out to Pops. He did a lot for me when it comes to the music. We ended up doing a Rice Krispie commercial with Kellogg's and stuff like that when we was little. And then and like I said, then that's when things kind of started. We started to get older and things start to alter. I was already in the streets, so the streets was always just there along with the music. But Kellogg's, they really didn't want to do nothing with us because they thought we was too street. They too street. We can't do nothing. But my dad was able to get us rolling. So shout out to Pops on that. So yeah, the crazy shit about everything is that the whole time, see, the world, I didn't know. The world, I thought that the dad that raised me is a very good dad. Always been there for me. Taught me how to fight. Taught me never to be scared of nobody and things of that nature. But growing up, I thought, he was actually my biological dad. Here recently, I just found out that the mentor that I was talking about at the time, he was actually my father. When he was the mentoring us around the state of Michigan, doing talent shows and stuff like that, I knew him as a manager. But he actually ended up turning out to be my biological dad. So, it all kind of hit the fan here recently. One of my brothers, shout out to Alan Hawkins. One of my brothers had hit me up and let me know about my daughter and stuff like that. That he was connecting to my daughter, and they were like related as uncle and niece. So that's where it all broke free, and then that's how we found out. So, just my mentor was my dad the whole time. My biological dad. So again, shout out to that. That's how that go down. And then it just, after a while, we transitioned from that to actually getting out here in these streets and actually doing touring with some of the big heads out there. Like a Juvenile and stuff like that, like I said before.
So let's go back a little bit into the situation about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
So how did it make you feel to know that this person was your father and you was around him this whole time?
Well, it took me a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I was going through some breakdown moments where I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. But all this time, God works in mysterious ways. He had the man around me the whole time. But once I was able to accept it, that he was my dad, it kind of made me feel like a part of my life was together. Like, I always felt like there was something missing. Like, I always felt like my mom wasn't being truthful with me about who my real dad was. For whatever reason, it could have been because she was trying to protect me. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but I was really upset, at first. Because I was upset at the point that she didn't let me know sooner. Not that he's my dad, but that she didn't let me know sooner. Everything could have still been gravy had I known he was my dad 15 years ago. We still could have got around all that, but, it was really kind of heartbreaking, disappointing, when I found out after all this time, and it took for God to do it. It took for God to bring it all together, because nobody gonna tell me shit. So, at the end of the day, I was kind of irritated, but I was able to accept it. And once I accepted it, I started to love it. And, I got all these brothers and sisters and shit. I didn't know I had. And they welcomed me in. Like as family, just as their other brothers. So, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing that I found out, and that we moving forward. Shout out to my family. I love y'all. It's like in hindsight, looking back on it all, he was really a big influence for me, as far as the music go, because he does music. So now I know where I get it. I'm still doing music to this day. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. So, it's looking back on hindsight, he did help me with making myself to who I am today as far as musically. So like my encouragement on it, like specifically, when I look back on it, Pops, he taught me how to hit a high note. He was really showing me how to sing and hit a high note, and he was really like showing me how to count bars and things like that. So it was real significant when it comes to what I do today as far as music. Because that propelled me to keep going. It made me feel good when he was like, yeah, good job, you hit that note. But then he was like, I think you my son. I was like, what? I was tripping on that, because I'm looking at the nigga, like, he looked like me a little bit in my head. I'll never forget this. I was about 13 years old. I'm like, seriously? Went back to my mama, QD, he said he my daddy. She like, what? He Batman, better quit playing. Woo, woo, woo. But I'm thinking in my head, damn, he looked like me though. You know what I'm saying? But I left it alone. That was the first time. That was the first time God tried to let me know, hey, this might be your dad. Second time was the time I was in the studio. I was actually recording, and this group named Nat the Zach come in, which happened to have what I know now is my brother. Two of my brothers was in the group. They came in the studio, and they was like, Alan, he looked at me, my brother Alan. He looked at me and said, is you my brother? I'm looking at, I never seen this thing before. Really, I didn't really know him like that. And I'm like, nah, I ain't your brother. What make you say that? He was like, man, you look just like my brothers. I could swear you my brother. You sure you ain't my brother? That was the second time God was trying to tell me that something right. You know what I mean? Third time, how we all found out how it broke. My daughter. Shout out to Gianni, my baby. She in Chicago, but she did a DNA ancestry. It hit back my brother Alan. He happened to do a DNA ancestry. It hit back as her being his niece. When he found out who her dad was, he like, well, who's your dad? Tracked her down, like, who's your dad? Told her who I was. She's like, Daryl McDonald. He like, dropped the phone, like, what? I knew it. I knew it. I knew he was my brother, on that kind of level. So then they all knew about it. I hadn't known about it yet. His wife ended up calling my girl because they was cool back in the day. She was like, I'm going to let you know something, but, this is really important. Can Alan have Daryl's number? Because he wanted to tell him something. I had no idea about none of this. So she was like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, well, she was like, what is it about? And she told her, she was like, well, Alan, she told her the situation. She like, are you sure? My girl like, are you sure? You sure? She like, yeah, I'm sure. You know that. So she came home. She told me, she like, let me tell you something. Just don't get all hyper and shit. She like, I know, cause she told her, she was like, I know he gonna go back and tell his parents something. If I know him, he gonna go back and say some shit if this is real. And they're like, this is real. She hitting back as my niece. You know, and they sent her the results, all that. So all of them knew before me. She come home like, I said, I don't even tell you something. I'm like, what? What's going on? You know, she finally tell me. I'm like, what? Gave Alan my number. He called me, told me how it all went down, how he did the DNA ancestry. Next thing I know, I'm like, well, let me go in and do one. Even though my uncle said I was wasting my money. He like, nephew, you wasting your money. We been knew Peanut was your dad. So now I'm like, what? But I know it ain't y'all place to tell me. It ain't y'all place to tell me. I get that. But I was shocked. You know, he's like, nephew, don't even do. You about to waste your money. Peanut your daddy. I'm going to tell you. I end up doing it anyway. Come back. Parent-child. So, you know, ever since then, though, he been reaching out to me like heavy. You know, like, you know, trying to, you know, get that, you know, where he left off. You know, not where he left off, but trying to get that connection, and bond going on, which we already had. You know, strangely, we had that bond already, but now we look at each other like father son. Now it's a different situation. Now it's like, this man got my blood, you know, so I'm gonna do anything, you know, in my power to make sure he good, you know. And I really probably feel the same way about me, but he been really reaching out to me, and I've probably talked to him more than I've ever talked to the dad that raised me. I've talked to him more since I found out now, more than I've ever talked to him. Like, because my dad that raised me, he never really talked. You know, he never really talked to me like, all like that. You know, we never had conversations. He never just called me. So I thought it was weird, you know, that my parents, cause I never talked to my parents like that on the phone, or we didn't have that really close relationship. And that's probably why. It was that wedge that was there. That was, because I got made fun of when I was younger as a kid. You know, people would see my dad and be like, the dad that raised me. I'd be like, that ain't your daddy. Is he really your daddy? He don't look like you. So it always kind of had me feeling insecure with myself. My brother looked like daddy. My sister looked like daddy. They all look like him, but it's just me. I'm the black sheep, black as hell. You know, they all light-skinned and lighter complected. I'm black as hell. So I always had this kind of this self-esteem problem as a young man. You know, so I think all of this came from that. And that's why me and my mom really weren't that cool. We weren't close at all. She, get out of my face. Go up to your room. I don't even want to look at you. But in hindsight, I think that was because she knew. She just didn't want to admit or lose the man that she was with. Because he's a good man. You know, my dad, I'm even named after him. You know what I'm saying? I'm his first son. You know, so I was named after him. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to go ahead and I had to represent for both sides and throw my biological dad's name on the end too, and go with Hawkins. So you know, so it's where you get Daryl M. Hawkins. That's who I am. I know who I am now. I wake up every day now. I know who the fuck I am. I didn't know who I was at first. You know, I just didn't. I just didn't know who I was. I always, Mom, am I adopted? What's wrong? You know, I was getting in a lot of trouble. You know, I got in the most trouble growing up as a kid than anything else. My juvenile record by the time I got 15, 16 was so damn high. I done aggravated assaults, been on probation from a 9-year-old kid to like a 27-year-old man. I was on probation the whole time. Kept getting on probation. Then I ended up getting on parole. You know, they tried to send me to prison, gave me a parole number. You know, and after that, I was about like 27 or 28. And then after that, it just, you know, it kind of died down a little bit. I'm off probation, thank God, off parole. Thank God I'm a free man. Been a free man for a while now. And my biological dad, he was well known in the city. Like I knew who he was before it was my dad. Off rips, just because of who he is. Like he actually did open up for like people like Al Green and Lou Rawls back in the days, and stuff like that. So being his son was like everybody knowing. You know what I'm saying? Peanut, your dad? Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy right there. He did this, he did that. He an OG, all this, So he get highly respect in the city for sure. And it's like being like Dr. Dre's son or Rick James' son or something like that. Like everybody know him. So again, shout out to Dad. Trying to tell everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know who you is, you need to find out who you is. And that means knowing who your mama, who your daddy is, who your people is, because it'll make you whole, make you feel as one. So I try to tell these young niggas out here and just people in general, you know what I'm saying, that it makes you a better person knowing who you are. I had to go through the hardship of not knowing who the fuck I was. You know what I mean? And just dealing with it and living with it. And my uncle, he hit it on the mark, because he was like one of my uncles down at home. He was like, at least you got closure, nephew. And that's the best way I could put it, the closure part, because now I feel like the exhale. It's always been the inhale and you holding the breath because you don't know what the fuck going on. But now I can exhale. Like I know who I am, and it's making me a better person, knowing who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping to bring me and my mom a little closer, maybe. Because I feel like she lied to me. That's just the way I feel. I feel like she was hiding it from me. And, maybe one day she'll apologize and say she's sorry. And I can move on with it, just knowing who I am now. And I thank God for that. So shout out to my family. Shout out to my Hawkins family. Shout out to my Moore family, my mama's side. And shout out to my daddy that raised me side, the McDonald family. Shout out to everybody, because it took that village to raise me, and now I know who I am. So I've been trying to tell them. That's what I'm trying to tell, like, my little youngest, like, with him, woo. First time I let him spend a night with my son. Hey, man. Daddy, can he stay the night? I'm like, yeah, they like 13 years old. He come in, they stay the night or whatever. He in there. I hear something. I get up. DJ ain't even in his room. I'm like, what the fuck? These niggas done snuck out. First time I ever damn near met him. Or I remember what I said, you can stay the night or some shit. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you can stay the night. I don't care. Yeah. We ate pizza burgers that night or some shit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Ate pizza burgers. Yeah. But I made it through my son. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my son, man. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I made it through my son. He actually, my son being who he is, being who he come from me, he ain't no punk. So he ain't gonna hang around no punks, no bitches, no shit like that. No punk bitch niggas. So he's no punk bitch nigga. You know what I mean? He was thorough. And I was like, damn, I was actually shocked. One day he told me he could rap. Yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah. Moby rapping? Let me hear you. Okay, yeah, cool, that sounds good, little man. All that shit. Years later, he like, Pops. You know what I'm saying? Come up to me and shit. He had some shit recorded on the CD, threw that shit in. That shit playing. I'm like, that's you, Mo? What the you shit me.
Little practice.
I'm like, let's go to the studio right now. Let's drop something right now,
Yeah.
It was hard. You know what I'm saying? But, he had it tough too, kind of coming up. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I'll be trying to mentor him, and, the young cats that I am around, mentor them into the right way. That's another thing for you OGs out there. Don't call yourself an OG if you ain't straying them the right way. You know what I'm saying? It's all about handling business. And that's how G's do it. We handle business. You know what I mean? Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a religion. You know, so stack it. So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and let my artist introduce himself. Grim Nasty. Tell him where you from, bro.
614, Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, cuz.
Oh yeah, you already know it's Grim Nasty under the GD folks to the day I die. We're gonna go and develop for our Lord King Savior.
Growth and development.
But yeah, man. When I met you, it was, man. That was an early time in my life, man. Little did you know what I mean. I just me and DJ met. You know, I had switched schools because I had just got done stabbing a boy at my previous school for talking about my mama. You know so
Stab that dude.
stabbed him up. First time going to court, I was in 6th grade. And one of the OGs, I ain't gonna say his name, you know, he got things going on right now, but he pulled me to the side when I was going through court at such a young age, you know what I mean? And he showed me how to make beats on the Fruity Loops. You remember Fruity Loops Studio?
That's another thing, yeah. He good with them beats. He good with them beats.
Instead of beats, I like writing more. You know what I mean? So I started writing. That was a way for me to get out of my mindset and the environment I was in. You know what I mean? In the hood. Drugs, guns, people dying every day. Influence of that is hard to get over. Like, a lot of people don't think Columbus, Ohio about that, but it's a different world out here too.
It's a hood everywhere.
It's everywhere, you know what I mean? So,
and it's a bunch of hoods here. Shout out Columbus, Ohio. This is my second city.
So, and when I started going to Hiltonia and I met your son, like, it was a different vibe over here. Like, we was like a handful of, you know what I'm saying? So it was a whole different vibe. So I noticed he was straight off the bat. You know what I mean? Just his whole vibe. Clicked. So you know what I mean? Yeah, when we clicked, it was DJ MO. And then, you know, he would try to steer me away from the street violence. You know what I'm saying? He would try to tell me there's something better for you, man. You got somewhere better to be. You know what I mean?
That's Maynard. He gonna tell you that too.
And I didn't listen. I steered away from the music. Well, I mean, I really didn't, because I wasn't serious about it. I didn't recognize my own potential. You see what I'm saying? And from there, I was 13 years old when I met your son. From there to coming up to spend nights, you butting our heads together, getting on this, you know, checking us, getting us in line, shooting us down that right path, man. You know, I was hard-headed. I ain't listen. The streets consumed me. It's like,
what side of town?
West Side Columbus. West Side Columbus. The streets consume me. Like, it's a money. Like, there's, you know, it goes down north, it goes down out east, it goes down south. But something about that west side there's a money
west
system.
Side.
There's a money system now.
Yeah, it is.
That
when we came down here, that's the first spot we went. Columbus, Ohio, West Side, Hilltop. If I had to be from Columbus, I would claim the West Side. If somebody said, "What side of town you represent for Ohio?" I gotta go with West. West the best. West side.
All day, every day. I'm telling you. And me being young and in the streets, like, I was, you know, I was working for niggas that was really doing their thing out here, you know what I mean? So it consumed me. I'm like, books or books. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it came so quick, so I started, you know, taking my weed to school. That's how I started.
Yeah.
Start selling to seniors and stuff. You know, seniors, they couldn't get that good stuff. You know what I mean? So $10 for a 0.5 all day long, man. I'm telling you, I was tearing them up, but
y'all be careful.
Yeah.
All you young niggas out there, I'm telling y'all, be careful, man. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you not to get your hustle on, but I'm just gonna say, be careful and be wise. You know. Yeah,
because I woke up real quick. I got kicked out of school. Found a clip in my bag. So I got kicked out of Briggs, and it was over with from there. I was good in sports too. Right. I came from running track. You know what I'm saying? I was the fastest track runner in Hiltonia. got recruited into football. Started varsity as a freshman. Didn't make it. You know, streets. I was in the streets. I mean, what saved me was, you know, they didn't. I didn't have the whole thing. So,
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, a couple steps ahead of the game. You know what I mean? But it was over with after that. Sports was over with. School was over with there for me. I ain't have nothing but the streets.
But the streets. You know?
Somebody came to me. His name is Vendetta. He came to me and he said, "Man, you got so much potential. Come mess with me." And then I started going over there, and he started teaching me about his ways of music. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to get me out of the streets just as well. I wouldn't listen. 16 came. I was driving. You know what I'm saying? Doing my thing. I thought I had it all. I thought I knew it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And life hit. Caught a case.
What'd you do? How'd you catch it? Which one was that?
16.
That was the
Last time I've been in
stab
trouble.
case?
No, I caught my last case at 16.
Oh,
I caught my last case at 16.
the federal case.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. A lot of time. It was super slow for me.
You made it out of that though. You know, that's how G's do it. The folks can't do it. It can't be
For
done.
Lord King Savior, man. I was praying every night. You know what I mean? And getting out.
I understand. I've been there. I've totally been there.
Getting out, I'm like, there's gotta be something different for me.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why you got this. You got talented with this music, and that's always been an outlet, you know, for the black youth.
Yeah.
Thank God, you know, we got. They like to put it down. You just gonna be a basketball player or a rapper, but so what?
Yeah.
That's an outlet that we have as black men.
That's the only choice.
And
we
it's
got.
nothing wrong with being a doctor, a lawyer, a rapper, a football player, or you know, a dentist. If you wherever you get in, fit in. If you the best, if you a rapper, get in there and do your thing and rap and make your shit happen. You don't let nobody tell you that bullshit. You know, the cliche of everything. So what? We good at jumping. We good at rhyming. So we can do what we do. You know, at the end of the day, if that's the gateway to get us off the streets more, then let that be our gateway to get us off the streets more. You know, it's all for all my G's out here. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, all my street niggas, my thugs, because I'm the mouth for that, the mouthpiece for the misfits and the misfortunate. That's me. I'm that mouthpiece. So at the end of the day, do what you love, you know, and go forward. I mean, if you love killing, I'm not gonna say do it, but I'm gonna say do what you love. If you like killing the game, do what you do. You know, but don't let nobody tell you that it's not good to be a rapper, or they say rappers is dangerous, a dangerous job for. Hell, it's a dangerous job for construction man. You get up there on a fucking 50-foot goddamn and work.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we all taking risks out here. It don't matter. Be a rapper if you want to. Some rappers get shot. Some rappers don't. Some construction workers get shot. Some construction workers fall off the roof. I mean, it's life. God has a plan for all of us. You know what I'm saying? And it's already wrote. So at the end of the day, all you can do is control your destiny to your fate, to the end. You know, and that's how we rock. That's how we do it. That's why I try to keep all my young G's, you know what I'm saying, focused. You know, I ain't gonna be the hypocrite and say, don't run the streets, because I did that. I ran the streets and look where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say if you run the streets the right way. Be careful. Watch your ass and just know, hey, stay dangerous. Stay dangerous at the end of the day. Shout out Kid and Play. Shout out Kid and Play. Yeah. They're my niggas right there. I watched Kid on Vlog TV the other day.
Oh yeah.
I said I'm going to get a rocket shirt.
Man. I got I got over that. I start writing more.
Yeah.
Start getting my craft together
and
focusing on my music. And shortly after that, like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
Me and you.
4 or 5 years.
I got my mind right, and you've been motivating me to do so since that day, so that we have relinked.
So be looking out for us.
Oh yeah.
This is what we do. We got to feed the homeless. I like to do that and sponsor that through the city of Columbus. I'd like to try and get back home and do 1 or 2 of them to feed the homeless. There's things that we do in the community to uplift. You know, we need to get together, and me and the folks in the G's, we're gonna get together. We're gonna go down to Flint, you know, and hopefully get them try and get them some more water and do something over there too. So I mean, we just try and do for the community. Got a little tour date coming up, so you might be seeing us soon. All you promoters out there, hit me up on dblockmusic.com, dblockmusic with a Z, and book that Hell on Earth tour. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Mo, and some surprise guests. I ain't gonna say nobody else, but I don't really want to put their names out there yet. But Hell on Earth tour, I always got it. I've been having it ever since I've been damn near doing tours. That's been my tour. It's the Hell on Earth tour. Whenever you want to book it, hit me up. And we on our way out there. Indiana, Ohio, Michigan. About to go to the ATL. So that's what we got going on. All right, y'all. I want to first off give a shout out to my artist, Grim Nasty.
Thank you.
He about to be the next big thing. He is the next thing. We are the wave. I also want to give a shout out to my block boys, Alien Block Boys at the crib, Punk Low, my chief, Rashawn the Tiny G, Suave C Swiggy. You know what I'm saying? I also want to give a shout out to my brothers, Al Hawkins, Sharon Hawkins, Terrence Brooks, Jarrell Bradley, all my brothers and sisters, Nisi. I want to give a shout out to my mom and dad, everybody who's been by our side and riding the wave with me. You know, it's been a long road and a long way, but we almost there. We got a lot going on, so just kind of stay tuned. And again, I want to give a shout out to my dad, both of them, Daryl McDonald and Ronnie Hawkins, Peanut. Shout out to Bone Crusher. He just hit me up the other day. We're gonna have a single coming out soon. Real soon, be looking out for Grim Nasty. I don't want to spoil when it's gonna come out, but we're gonna do a hard single here real soon, so be looking out for that. You can tell them where to follow you at, man.
Grim614 Nasty on Instagram, or Moses the Grim Reap on Facebook. That's where your boy's at. For sure.
Follow me at dblockmusic.com. dblockmusic with a Z. And I want to give a shout out to my boy Rico. Much love, man.
Sure.
Shout out to once again, I don't want to leave nobody out. You got anybody else you want to shout out?
First things first, our Lord King Savior. Without
Yes, sir.
him, we couldn't do this.
Yes, sir.
My son, my wife, and my mama and dad for bringing me into this world, and everybody that support us, Black Boys, and
That's right.
you know, everybody that's a fan. Appreciate all of y'all.
A specific type of love for Money Mac murder. GD to the world blow. 7-4. Even the ops. Love life, loyalty. Ain't no disrespect.